Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. This is my review, for the Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 16. And child, the season finale is next week. I'm like, that is going to be 17 episodes for the full season. We do not need a three-part reunion. We do not need this to be a 20 episode season. So Bravo, Andy, whoever the powers that be over there at Bravo, don't y'all try to give us a three-part reunion to make us no. Look, this could be a 19 episode season. We're gonna need a two-part we really need a one-part reunion. But I know they're going to do a two-part reunion, at least a two-parter. We do not need a part three. The only way there should be a three-part reunion is if somebody gonna sit down with Kenya. Okay. Other than that, we don't need it. We don't want it. Okay. But let's get into what happened. Now, y'all, it is around 2 o'clock in the morning. So I am not gonna be on camera because y'all can just hear what I have to say and watch the graphics around here. Child, a whole implosion is happening between Brit and Kelly, and I just want Brit to go away. I want Brit to fully go away and get out of our faces and whatnot because she aggravates me. Okay, we got Angela getting blindsided and Drew being locked out. I said, why y'all lock her out? Anyway, y'all know to do a couple of things for me. Y'all know watch the other content up on my channel. Okay, there's other videos up. Go ahead and watch them and stuff. Y'all know to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I will be live tonight for a live hot topics chats tonight at 9 p.m. So come on around here and have a good time. Okay, now look. This is the shadiest bunch of people in Atlanta, and that's why we are here. Okay, first of all, we see Shamia. Okay, Shamia and the children and whatnot, and these girl. Look, Shamia, Shamia having her a nightgown, a daughter a dress, and the baby a little onesie, all in the same little print. It's cute. It is cute, but girl, stop it. Shamia took the youngest baby has some sicknesses and stuff. We don't know all of what goes on and whatnot. But Shamia does. That's what matters, which was her husband. And so she took the baby to see the doctor because when she came back from the Grenada, Shamia had strep throat. I said, "Girl, what was you doing getting strep throat? What happened?" Anyway, because she had strep throat, the baby was saying like wheezing or like having a weird breathing sound. So again, I gotta be sure I didn't get my baby sick. The baby had a rough road, child. She said, the first year of baby girl life, she was at a doctor's appointment like every 3 days, like 3 days out the week they was at the doctor. I'm like, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? She also brought up how, we did this, we had that surrogacy thing, the youngest baby was with a surrogate. They went and met, now the youngest baby was with a surrogate who ended up having cancer. So the daughter had to be prematurely born because the girl had cancer and had to go through chemo and all of that. Okay. So they were going with a different surrogate for this new pregnancy that we see her on the show before. And it's like we went through her for third child, okay, but that transfer failed. You know, that's all she said on the show. But on the after show, talking, Shamia brought up how after the failed transfer with the girl we saw on the show. She said, after that, like I was hanging out with her a little bit, like getting to know her a little bit or whatever. And after hanging out with her and getting to know her, she wasn't a good fit for our family. Okay. And so we found another surrogate that we're going to go to, to have a different transfer. I said, because Shamia said, my husband wants a son and I want to give him what he wants. Girl, I get it. I get that man. I feel like for him to not even, girl, look, I hope and pray that Shamia, her husband, get their son. Okay, I hope all of this stuff they going through they will be blessed with a little baby boy. But I feel like, sir, do you not recognize and realize y'all have a lot on y'all plate already? Okay. But as she said, I want to give my husband a son because that's what he wants. Okay, that's fine. Phaedra. Phaedra around let's look. I am not a Phaedra fan. Okay. I stopped being a Phaedra fan when she made up that lie on season 9 and never cocked up to it. Okay. She never held herself accountable for what she did and just said, oops, my bad. So I don't see it for Phaedra at the all. Okay. I feel like she not is she loitering still? Okay, she said she around there working at Willie Watkins burial funeral home. Okay, she said she's a fake ass Reiki healer. I would not trust Phaedra to give me good energy to save my life. You hear me? Okay. Now I would not knock her as a mom because girl, great, be a great mom. But I feel like trying to sway the jury that Phaedra's a great addition. Look at her son. No, she used the boys as distractions. Okay, because what else do she have going on anyway? So, and not only that, they show her mama. I've seen Phaedra mama next to Phaedra helps us realize Phaedra had some moving around of her face. Okay, just some moving around. Okay, I don't know exactly what she had because Phaedra used to look just like her mama. They were twins when Phaedra came on. I think this is Phaedra, maybe season 2, but I feel like Phaedra and her mama had the exact same face, and they don't look the same no more. Okay, they don't. It has nothing to do with Phaedra's size or her mama's size. It don't have nothing to do with Phaedra's age or her mama's age. Phaedra just moved some things around on her face, and Phaedra don't look bad now at all. However, she don't look how she looked her first season, and I was like, damn, seeing her mama reminded me of Phaedra's actual face. And I also thought that because I was like, oh yeah, that's why the boys look like Apollo. Okay, the boys have Apollo's whole face. Apollo has very strong genes because these two boys look like him. You know what I'm saying? And also the oldest son, who the new old son, the grown son, look like Apollo too. Okay. Anyway, so the youngest son is 11. The oldest one is 14. Okay, we see them. They doing some sewing and whatnot. Because the 11-year-old's like, hey, I want some bell bottom pants, mama. Well, baby, that don't make me your size. Well, mama, can I make some? So again, because he wanted some bell bottom pants and they could not find any bell bottom pants in the size, she suggested, hey, you want to make some? And so he made some. And now he wants to be a fashion designer making bell bottom pants for everybody and their mamas and whatnot. Okay. So I said, fine. And the 14-year-old said he wants to be the brother's manager. He wants 15%. Why? Because he likes the money. I said, child, with a mama like Phaedra and a daddy like Apollo, careful. Because I heard allegedly both your parents are some scammers. Okay. So as long as you get it honestly, it's fine. Anyway. So Phaedra tell the youngest one, the 11-year-old, hey, you want to showcase your pants at my friend fashion show? He said, yes, I would. That is great. So her friend Phaedra has a showroom, and she gonna have some kind of little fashion show, or whatever. So baby boy will show off his bell bottom pants at the time. I said, girl, I guess it's fine. Kelli. Kelli is going through her divorce. Okay, Kelli and that man who we don't never see on camera because he ain't around no more, who she says is a real bad person. And saying Kelli was going through it. Okay. And I feel it. I like Kelli. Okay. I think Kelli had an okay first season. I think she'll be better next season. I feel like Kelli was trying to find her footing. Okay. She fell, tumbled once or twice, but I feel like she'll be better next season, wholeheartedly. Okay. So it's like I am ready to get divorced. I'm just tired of this back and forth. I want to just get my life started with my daughters and get behind me divorce, get behind me ex-husband. Okay, she went to court, child, 4 hours in court. Okay, and she still was not divorced at this point in time because they did not get all the things situated. Okay, so she has more things to do. She then brings up how after court, the husband was arrested, okay, because he did not pay the child support he was told to pay before. I say, again, the ex current husband seemed like a whole asshole, you know. So we see Shamia came over to visit to talk to her, to check on her. We seen that also Angela called to check on her as well. And that was cute. You know what I'm saying? Hey friend, how you doing, friend? I'm doing good, friend. Oh, you doing good, girl? Yes, I am. Okay, yes, I am. It was nice of Shamia. You know, Kelly and Shamia had words back and forth, whatever. But to see that they have like a genuine friendship now, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Again, no one has to be lap dogging. Everyone can just be friends and friendly. Okay. Anyway, so again, Angela called, Shamia stopped by. It was fine, fine, fine. So Shamia said, well, girl, has Britt talked to you? Girl, I ain't talked to Britt since Grenada. I ain't talked to her. I ain't heard from her at all. Now, I did not review last week's episode. You know, Britt and Kelly. Did I even watch it? I don't think I watched it. I didn't care that much, okay? But they had a whole back and forth thing because, again, the alleged, not even allegedly, because the whole glam squad I don't Kelly did not want Britt continuing to use her glam squad. So they had a little fallout from that. So again, her point was I have not talked to her since we got back from Grenada. Okay. And Kelly's like, I have been so supportive of her, especially that Kenya situation or whatever. I was over there, child. Brought her some IV fluids, brought her some food. I paid for that old good energy brunch or whatever. I was a good friend of her, and now I'm up here going through this tough ass divorce, and I ain't heard hide no hair from Brit. Okay, so she said Brit ain't nothing. I said, y'all, she might not be nothing. Okay, next up, Kelly had a little cook off. She was having a like she, because Kelly's a chef. She's a chef, a food bookmaker, and all that stuff. Okay, she has a partnership with girl was it William Sonoma. I think it's called William Sonoma. So she was in there cooking some chicken. It was a chicken and waffles. Maybe it was some waffles. Either chicken and waffles. It was some waffles involved. Okay, and so she invited Cynthia, Drew, and Angela. So she also invited Charles. Hey Charles, I know some folk don't like him. I do. Charles is an old grumpy man. Okay, that's it. If you have any old uncles from the South who they old and grumpy, it's okay. You know they love you. They just old and grumpy. Okay, that's all he is. Whatever. Okay, but Charles around there, he like fuck all that. Let's cook. Charles is at home when he's cooking. He may not be a chef, but he be cooking. Okay. Anyway, so they trying to cook some waffles, and the waffles were good. Despite all of that, okay, they round here talking. Girl, how you doing, Kelly? Girl, no, Kelly had a divorce. Well, she's back. She's in the divorce. That she hasn't gotten. She's in it, girl. She's in the midst of her divorce. So that girl, how you doing? How you and Brit doing? Well, girl, look, I ain't talked to Brit since Grenada. What? Ain't y'all best friends? Yeah, we're very good best friends. Look, look. Kelly and Britt knew each other before the show. They were acquaintances. They had hung out here and there. They were not best friends on this show because they were the closest to each other. They did that best friend thing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they just never were. And I think this fallout proves that. Anyway, so it's like we good friends or whatever, but right now I'm just focusing on me. Okay, I'm focusing on me, and I can't, I gotta just worry about myself. I'm going through all this stuff. I can't worry about fixing some friendship with some lady who ain't talked to me. Okay, now as they sit around there eating because Kelly and Charles they made these waffles. Okay, Some men walk up. I said, who is this man? Like, hey, Angela, hey, yeah. Can we talk? She was like, do I know you? When people walk up to strangers and say, hey, can we go talk off camera? I'm like, sir, are you a murderer? Who are you? Okay. The fact that he came out of nowhere asking someone, hey, my name Marcus. Okay. And I was like, no. This fool said, look, I know you don't know me. No, you don't know me. But I know your husband, okay? I know some things about your husband because he be coming to my restaurant and I think the thing that you don't know. And she's like, wait, what? What the fuck is going on? And she like, what the fuck? Girl, what is going on? Okay. So she's confused. She kind of ignored. I'm happy she did not like go off and talk to the strange, bald, gay man who just popped up out of nowhere with some waffles in his hand and whatnot. Okay. And so she kind of was like, I ain't know. Okay. So he then walked off, child. He then is doing toast and shit, saying, yeah, cheers, if your name is Angela and your husband is cheating on you. And Kelly said, no, what the? Kelly was like, what the fuck? Because initially, when dude walked up, Kelly and Charles was cooking. So Kelly didn't hear him walk up to Angela at first and ask her, hey, can we go talk? Or she would, why is he what? No, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Someone get him out of here. So shout out to Kelly for having that man removed. Because, sir, who are you to walk up and he wasn't Mike either. Okay, he wasn't Mike. Girl, shocking. Okay, I said I can't stand messy people. And when you are a messy gay man trying to cause chaos, you get on all my nerves, okay? And so, like, no, this is not a lot of my event. No, 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 no. Like, we're not doing that, not at all. Thank God Charles, allegedly, did not hear any of it. Okay, why? Because he was up there cooking. You know what I'm saying? He was cooking and not paying any attention to the bull stuff going on. Okay? Child, these folks, Porsha, Brit, and Cynthia. Foolish. Matter of fact, because of some foolishness, y'all take 30 seconds and like the video because you should. Because this was some foolishness. Okay, so I want to break up the monotony of the what, the what the. So remember, I think 2 episodes ago, Phaedra told Brit, girl, if you want to be in this group, you have to be friendly. Okay, you have to invite folks over. You have to allow them in your orbit, okay, to get to know you. So if someone asks, hey, invite me over, invite them over. Okay, so Brit said, I'm going to invite over Porsha and Cynthia. Okay, now I, we renovating, so the house is real messy. Shut up. Okay, so Britt tell them, me and Kelly have issues. Okay, now this is where things to me, I'm like, what is going on? Kelly, she says Kelly does not want me using the same glam cream that she uses. Okay, Kelly felt like she got the short end of the stick with her glam team in Nashville. Okay, she felt like her outfits looked better. She felt like my outfits look better than hers. Okay, and so she does not want them working with me. Okay, however, Britt got all of this from the glam team. So this is stuff that Kelly's glam team told Britt. Now let's point out a few things. Okay, let's play 1+1 is 2. Okay, the glam team was Kelly's glam team from the beginning. Okay, Kelly suggested in whatever kind of way Britt could use the glam team while in Nashville. which to me that means Brit did not have her own glam. Because for all these shows, typically you have your own glam team. If Brit had her own glam team, there would have been no reason for Kelli to say, hey, you can use my glam team. Okay? So to me that means Kelli did not want the people that she was already working with to keep working with Brit. Okay. Now Kelli in her confessional said, girl, look, I did tell my glam team that I prefer they did not work with Brit. I did say I don't want you working with her. Okay. Kelli said it was to the point to where Brit was working with everyone on her team. Okay, her makeup, her hair, her stylist, her photographer, her videographer. So everyone that Kelli had working on her stuff, Brit was trying to work with them too. I agree with Kelli. We both can't share a team. We can't. You wanna know why? Because my team then has to split time between you and me, and one of us is going to get the short stick. Period. I said before, I said if we have 5 hours to get ready, and my glam has to work with both me and you, that means the full 5 hours we all have, that's cut in half because my glam team needs time for me and time for you. Kelli's point was, I just don't want you using my whole team. And I think that is a fair assessment, okay? So Porsha in the scene gonna say, it can't be no jealousy with freaking Frank. Girl, they not freaking Frank. Okay, they two strangers on the show. You know what I'm saying? There can't be no jealousy with freaking Frank. Don't do that. Cause you and Shamia ain't the best either. Okay. Britt then say, well, what's crazy is Kelly Stylist was not working with Shamia. They said, girl, what? What do you mean? With Shamia? I said, wait a minute. Now Shamia said, "Bitch, you lied." Okay. Shamia posted on her IG, on the IG. I hope y'all can hear me because I think my signal was being weird right now and I don't know why. Okay. It ain't storming right now. I have good Comcast, Xfinity stuff. Maybe I gotta reset my router. I don't know. But hopefully it's not being weird to where y'all can't hear me. I got one little bar. Okay. However, Shamia posted this on social media. Okay. She said, I was happy to be there to support my friend Kelli. Okay. This is her when she went to sing Kelli. Okay, the day of the divorce stuff. I'm so happy that her divorce is final. It's final now. It wasn't then. Now let's get down to business. I never used Kelli Stylist. I've never shown. Well, that's later on. Later on, but this part is part of her saying I never use Kelli's stylist. Okay, never. Not today. I did not use her. So that's one part. She said, I said what I said, stop playing with me. Okay. But Britt was trying to say, girl, she don't want me using her team, but she got shit. But Shamia is her. So Shamia said it's a lie. But Britt be lying. That might be why Britt ain't show up to the reunion. Because she lied all season. Okay. Britt then said, Shamia was talking about you, girl, behind your back. Girl, he told me and showed me texts between you and your lawyer about the divorce. You know what I'm saying? Just know I've seen all your texts. But you text me, she showed me all of that stuff, okay? And would a real best friend do that? I said, girl, now what now? So Porsha said, well, the text between me and Smia was not me and my lawyer, it was me and my therapist. So I can't believe she was This is my thing. I feel like unless Brit can give a clear dictation of text, how does Porsha know she can? Because why would Shamia show Brit private text between her and Porsha? That don't make no sense. Now she may have showed Cynthia. She could have even shown Drew. Okay, I don't see Shamia confiding in Brit like that, showing her tech. Girl, it's weird. Anyway, I can't believe she'll do that. Okay, so at the end of the day, okay, while they have that little thing, okay, we then see Porsha, not Porsha, we see Phaedra, who had just said, I don't like it being nobody's business. I don't want to be gossiping. I don't want to be involved in nobody else's stuff. She immediately calls Porsha to tell Porsha what has happened at Kelly's event. That some man showed up and told and yelled out in public. This is a public event, okay? Yelled out in public that Angela's husband is cheating on her. And girl, when I say Porsha, Brit and Cynthia was oh, girl, what? Oh my god, girl, messy, mess. A whole stranger, girl. That's why I told y'all, Phaedra acting like, oh, I'm just a mom. No, you are a messy ass bitch. Okay. Then at Phaedra's event, okay, that I was it a real event? It's a shopping affair, okay? And everyone needs to be on time because it's not a private event. It's not just for show, okay? It's for everybody, whatever, okay? So while sitting around there, we then see that Phaedra gets a phone call from Porsha. Porsha said, girl, I can't make it. My cousin died. Now, Porsha calling Phaedra right before Phaedra's event to tell Phaedra her cousin Londi passed away. Now again, we still don't know how Londi passed. It was a sudden situation or whatever. They've never given any details to what happened and whatnot. Okay, but my cousin died. I'm sad. It was my close cousin or whatever. So I won't be there. Now I said, okay. Now we met Londi on the other show, that show Porsha had with Simon, where she was fighting Dennis Mama. So that's where we met Lonnie. I do know she was on, I think, either one or two episodes. No, she was at that Pampered by Porsha event because she did that event. So we don't even know her from Atlanta Housewives. We only know her because of that one season show that Porsha had of fighting Dennis Mama. Okay. Anyway, go, may Lonnie rest in peace. Okay, it's a very very sad situation and whatnot. Okay. So we see people arriving, right? It rubbed me the wrong way because Kelly walked in. Now, Kelly has big boobs. Kelly walked in, child, and Phaedra immediately started juggling Kelly's breast. I was mortified. You know why? I feel like you should not touch people without permission. And Phaedra is a very touchy feely person. And I was like, girl, in this day and age, okay, with all of the lawsuits going around here, stop fondling people because you are obsessed with titties. Okay. I was like, don't do that. Okay. I feel like we as women have to also know because if what like ask people before you fondle them. Okay, get permission. Ask for consent. And I felt like Kelly felt awkward too a little bit, but she still played. Even she played, girl, Phaedra, keep your hands to yourself. And then I also don't like how Phaedra consistently like makes up short names to call Kelly. We know she's short. Okay, we are fully aware Kelly is a very short person. That don't mean that when you see her, you have to give her some new short nickname. Her name is Kelly. Her name is Kelly. I don't like that either. Okay, Phaedra, you get the motherfucker. Anyway, so people arrived, right? I could not get a good shot of all of them. We're gonna just have this. Okay, so this is before Brick got there, but I still use this picture because I didn't feel like finding another one. So they're talking about because Kelly had her security there, so they're discussing who needs security, and they're like, "Girl, Angela, you need a girl because that man rode up on you. What man? What happened?" So they're discussing what happened only at Kelly's event. No one was there. It was just Drew, Phaedra, and Angela. So they're telling the other folks what happened. But either way, go Phaedra and told child Brit, Cynthia, and Porsha, so whatever. Anyway, so old boy came up to me and said, "Hey, your man, I know something about your man, or whatever." And then, but when they're having that conversation, Brit walks in. Child, Brit walked in, and Kelly completely ignored her. I mean, complete. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Kelly. Child, nothing. I was like, girl, it is beef on sight. Okay, so Kelly fully in her face ignore Brit. And she's like, after all the time I supported Brit with Death for Brit or whatever, I can't believe she did not like check up on me over some glam squad bullshit. Like I can't believe she would like, be pissed about that after what I'm going through. Brit says Kelly's a hater, okay? That Kelly could have told her face to face that, you know what I'm saying, how she felt about the glam squad. I feel like Kelly addressed the issue with her team because her issue wasn't. I think her issue wasn't Brit. Her issue was, hey team, y'all working with somebody else, and I feel slighted. So I don't want y'all working with her because I introduced y'all to her. So I want y'all to just work for me. It was up to the glam team to say yes, no, or whatever else. But I feel like could Kelly have talked to Brit? She could have, but I think her issue wasn't Brit. I think her issue was her team, and so she addressed her team. Now her team was messy as fuck for going back and telling Brit what Kelly said. All they could have said was, "Hey, you know what? We need to stick to our clientele. We know we've been working with you a little bit, but right now we can't work with you." You know what I'm saying? But to tell them, for them to tell Brit all of what Kelly said is they're messy. Okay, but I digress. Okay. Anyway, um, they do get back to the gay man who approached Angela, whatever, and she said, "Look, I got some friends and whatnot, okay." And I looked into who that man was because Kelly then said it was an RSVP event. It was a public event. However, you had to RSVP, so the guy had to RSVP to be there. And so Angela said, it's fine because we looked him up and my people paid him a visit. Okay. And he said that some man paid him to come and do that. And now he gave us a description of who the man was, and we're looking into who that person is. Now when Charles and Angela was on the White Rapids Live thing, they both said we'll find out who did it the next episode. So there's that. Okay. Anyway, it was cute. So as they're having that discussion or whatever, they said, "Girl, who was the man? Who could that have been?" And Kelly said, "Well, probably or maybe a person who did not show up." This leads to the back and forth between Britt and Kelly, and fussing back and forth and back and forth. So it was crazy because at one point you see they weren't this close. Britt kept inching closer and closer to Kelly. And I like that Cynthia kind of stepped in between them and kind of nudged Britt back because Britt kept getting child. Britt, I'm glad she's gone. I'm really glad she's gone. Okay. But this was a full back and forth beat out. I don't like you. You don't like me. We ain't no happy family. Ain't we done? We're done. Okay. So Britt, address me directly, Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I know that's difficult for you, I'm saying, because you're so passive aggressive. Girl, it's not difficult for me to address you at all. And I'm not passive, but I am aggressive. I'm like, why are y'all fussing? Okay. It was back and forth and back and forth. Oh, you a big bad wolf now, Kelly? No, I'm the mighty wolf, Britt. Okay. And Britt, they said, oh, you're really insecure. Kelly then said, "Oh, I'm here, but you the one who want my team. Okay, you want my team, bitch. How am I insecure?" Anyway, Britt then says that Kelly begged her to work with her team because in Nashville, she wanted a sidekick. I said, "Why was she a sidekick?" Girl, I guess so. So Kelly said, "Let me tell you some of you hoe. Go talk to your pill popping roommate." I said, "Pill popping roommate? Her husband pop pills?" I feel like that was a double entendre. Okay, your pill popping roommate, meaning the man you live with ain't really your husband, he's your roommate. Okay, and not only is he your roommate, he pop pills. I said, girl, I heard that double entendre. Okay, your marriage is fake, and he's on drugs. Okay, Britt then said, "Oh, You want to talk about those abort? I said, girl, the moment I heard the word abortion, I said, oh my God, why are we discussing the killing floor? Okay. Kelly bringing up a pill popping roommate. Was that below the belt? Yes. Okay. However, I felt like Brit then went down low, lower than the low. To me, it's the same equivalent of her saying, the pow pow. Again, Brit to me always takes things one step below the belt when people are fighting below the belt. And I say that because I don't like Brit. But I still feel like, you know what I'm saying? Brit saying out, yelling out loud in a full crowded public place that Kelly had abortions while married. And everyone, I mean, everyone was like, oh, look at Shamia's face, like, oh my God, oh my God. Shamia's face, you heard everyone say, oh, in shock. Because girl, who says that? Okay, girl, I was, anyway, not Kelly pissed. What, bitch? You can't even have a kid. You could never be me, bitch. What abortions there, girl? Kelly's pissed. Kelly's livid. I feel like even saying that Kelly had abortions in her marriage, when we know she had an abusive husband who was not a good father, and I'm like, if she made a choice to not bring more kids into the world, that was a good choice because the man she was married to wasn't shit. Okay, so again, my body, my choice. Even if I'm married, I can have if I want to. I can do that if I want to. Okay. Anyway, when Kelly said, "You wish you could never be me, bitch," Britt said, "No one wants to be you, you little hobbit." I was like, it was so much. Everyone shocked. Okay. Now Shamia did say to Britt, "Girl, you know how you felt with that Kenya shit. Okay, you just did kind of the same thing, bringing up abortions that Kelly bringing up abortions. Period. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why even do that? Point blank. Period. Kelly's pissed. Okay, she's in another room. She's fuming. I can't believe that that fuck that whore ass bitch. She's a hoe. When you call someone a whore ass bitch, that's a hoe. You're pissed. You're pissed. Okay. Now Kelly said her confessional at the end of the day is my body, my choice. But I got my tooth tied after my twins. There were no more babies. Okay. And wasn't no more, wasn't nothing to abort at that point down. Okay. Now again, they're trying to keep them separate. Okay. Calm Kelly down because Kelly's pissed. And again, Britt is at a point where she says something offensive to someone, the pow pow comment, and people like, girl, you doing too much. So Kelly, their friendship is done. Okay? Done, done, done. Now, while all of that is going on, Phaedra had said earlier, hey, I'm gonna lock the doors. Okay? The event started this time. I'm gonna lock the doors. I know Drew running late. Drew texted me, told me she's running late or whatever. But while all this happening, Drew was outside locked out. I don't know why Phaedra did not open up the doors to let Drew, even if you don't let the riffraff people in, why would you leave Drew outside with regular people? Child, Phaedra ain't shit. Okay? Because Drew got caught in traffic. But Drew still got there while the fighting was going on. So because you heard Drew knocking before the fashion show started, and they left her out. Girl, I'd have left. Okay, I would have left. Now, this fake ass fashion show with these ugly furs. Okay, it was a fashion show with ugly furs that no one gonna buy. Okay, and then her son has some bell bottom pants. Now, kudos to the kids for for their entrepreneurship or whatever. Girl, I was like, what? This you locked Drew outside for these fur coats? Because then Drew was let in the door right, after they had a few walk down the aisle. Anyway, we see Shamia, we see Shamia talking to Brit. Because everyone's like, girl, why would you bring up abortion? Why would you do that? Okay. And she also said to her, you know how hard it's been for Kelly in this divorce. Why would you not reach out to her? Britt said, I can't be fake, okay? Phaedra told Porsha and Cynthia as well that she heard some things that Kelly allegedly said, okay? So I can't support somebody hating on me. Well, say that, okay? Say that to Kelly. I feel like when someone tells you somebody says something, you their friend, go talk to them. Because can't no one tell me my friend talking shit about me and I just stopped talking to my friend. If that means me and that friend wasn't cool, because I'm going to confront my friend. Not even confront. I'm going to question, girl, why so-and-so said this? And matter of fact, no, let me, you and so-and-so, let's meet up. Because someone lying. Okay, and either me and your friend going to cuss so-and-so out, or it's going to become to Jesus moment. Anyway, so we then see all the girls together at the end of the event, okay? Because Phaedra said in the beginning of the event, when they said, oh, wait, no, Porsha and Drew not here. Well, Porsha not come, but I'll talk about that later. So Phaedra then sits, you see Angela, Britt, Drew, Cynthia, Kelly, Shamia down. Okay, now even though Phaedra lost at the funeral, Phaedra then announces that, well, I told y'all Porsha wasn't here, child. She's like, now me and Shamia, we know Londi. And Londi died. And child, Shamia was like, Shamia did not know. Phaedra is the person who told her best friend cousin died. I was like, the fact that Porsha called Phaedra and told Phaedra, but did not tell Shamia and let that shocking news come from Phaedra is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? I fully feel like even if me and my friend are at odds, I'm going to tell them something about someone they know. You know what I'm saying? And I guess she called Phaedra because Phaedra, it was her event. I still feel like, why would you not also at least shoot Shamia a text? Okay? Shoot her a text. Okay? Now, I want to go to Shamia's page. Wait, not this right here. Shamia also put up here, because we know Britt said how Britt said to Porsha that Shamia let her read text. So Shamia also said, I've never shown Lioness Britt any text. Porsha and I not going out to celebrate me having a pizza was discussed at her Pampered by Porsha event. Britt is grasping at for straws. At this point, I never bring up what someone does or does. I would never bring up what someone does or does not do with their bodies. Screaming someone has had abortions was out of line and way below the belt. So someone then said, Shamia, I'm teaching Shamia a friend. Why were you at Phaedra's event and not by Portia's side after she lost her husband? I fully heard when Phaedra said both me and Shamia know Londi. She didn't say me and Shamia knew Londi died. She would have said they both know Londi, through Porsha. And so Shamia then responded back and she said, I had no idea the Londi had passed at the time. I found out from Phaedra as you saw on tonight's episode. That is why Phaedra, make it a little bigger, that's why she was crying so bad. Because she did not know. The fact that Phaedra, child, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my thing. It's the fact that Porsha made the idea in her head. Let me make sure to tell Phaedra so that Phaedra can. Why would you not tell Shamia? So Shamia confirmed she did not know Lonnie died. But Porsha did not tell her. Porsha only told Phaedra. And then she found out from Phaedra with all of the ladies at the event. Okay. And that's why she was crying so hard because she didn't know. Okay. So that's crazy to me. Um, Porsha, not Porsha, Cynthia and Angela and also Charles was on Watch What Happens Live. It was cute. It was cute. Cynthia also brought up on What Happens Live that, as far as sharing the glam twin, the big thing between Brit and Kelly is the glam squad. And Cynthia also said, I would not have wanted to come on the show sharing glam because it never works out. And I feel like it's common sense because, again, you want your team focused on you. You don't want to split your time between you and someone. You just don't want to. It's one thing if someone glams fall through and your glam could help them, but we should not have the same team at the all. Okay. Charles also answered some questions. For the main part, Charles, I love my wife. Okay. I don't care what nobody else say about us, whatever. It only matters how she feels with my wife. Okay. Um, he was not upset about her spending their anniversary at the girl trip. He said, look, I knew it was our anniversary. Okay. However, she was also new to the show. It was her first, go around or whatever. So I knew she had to go for the show. So it's okay. I still love her. Uh, he also said that he thinks people are. He said no. He said I'm not feeding into people judging my marriage. It's for the show. It make my folks watch. Okay. He also brought up how he does not wear rings. He said I used to wear the ring. I've lost 2 rings, but because I'm older now, my hands are different or whatever, and I just don't want to lose the third one. I feel like at this point we know he's married. We know he's married. So, some married people don't wear rings. And when Angela brought up how they used to fuss about it years ago, so, but now it's other shit to fuss about. So we ain't doing that. Look, we now know Charles has a wife, okay, and her name is Angela. But when even his hands do look, a little bit big or whatever. So girl, who cares? But it was a good episode. Again, next week is the finale episode and whatnot. So I'm still team get out of here. Happy she's gone. I feel like everyone will be back next season except Brit. Even I think maybe even Drew. I think Drew may come back next season too. Cynthia, we can give or take. But we shall see. Anyway, y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will be live tonight at 9 p.m. for a hot topic chat. So come on through and whatnot. And again, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I gotta go. I love you all. Bye.